Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB and today is the 2nd of October 2024. Now the prices of Bitcoin and the global cryptocurrency market guys has been falling down a lot. But look guys, I do see some positive signs because the volume of stable coins has crossed the $100 billion mark, and I've been saying this over and over again guys. When the volume of stable coin picks up pace, which just means one thing, that people are not selling the cryptocurrencies onto fiat currencies, rather they are parking the cryptocurrencies onto stablecoin, and because of that guys, I'm kind of optimistic that the prices would actually pump up. Now the key date guys that we need to look at is the 10th of October, because that is when the CPI numbers will be out, and Fed Chair Jerome Powell guys, he did recently state that the inflation numbers are looking good. As a matter of fact guys, he also went ahead and said that there is next to no chance for recession as well. But look guys, I've said this over and over again, when you talk about US economic conditions right now, they are kind of like the best among the worst, and right now there's so much of geopolitical chaos going on, isn't it? And coupled with these news guys, I do feel a lot of whales and notorious traders, they're definitely trying to manipulate the market because they know the CPI numbers are not that bad, and after the CPI numbers will be out, there is a very high possibility that the prices of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies will be pumping up. So these are things guys we need to be looking at. Now in today's episode guys, we're going to be discussing quite a lot of interesting news, and the first news guys is regarding Ohio. And looks like guys, the state of Ohio wants to go ahead and accept Bitcoin and cryptocurrency for payments for taxes. Now is this a good move or bad move? I really am not sure guys, because with so much of price volatility, I really am not sure if people would actually be wanting to pay the taxes in Bitcoin. But on a positive side guys, it is great to know that senators definitely want to go ahead and accept Bitcoin and cryptocurrency payments, and it is no surprise guys that the senator is a Republican candidate, and that is Neeraj Antony, so I'll definitely go ahead and touch base on this news. Now the second news unfortunately is a negative one, and this is from the communist country of Canada, and looks like Gemini Exchange have decided to shut down the operations, and it's needless to say why they want to go ahead and shut it down guys, because look guys, the current administration in Canada, as well as the left-leaning regime in US, as well as in United Kingdom, they definitely are not fans of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, isn't it? So I'll go ahead and give out some bits and pieces of information regarding this. Now the next news guys is definitely an unfortunate one, and that is to do with the developers of Tornado Cash. Now look guys, this drama has been going on for almost 18 months now, isn't it? And roughly around 18 months ago guys, the Department of Justice did actually go after the developers of Tornado Cash, and they are currently facing jail time. And unfortunately guys, looks like the court has rejected a defense motion, so I'll definitely go ahead and share more information regarding this, and I'll also go ahead and share my thoughts and opinion guys as to what does it mean for developers who are particularly trying to build so far as privacy is concerned. Definitely unfortunate news in my opinion. Now the next news guys also has to do with privacy, and this is to do with WorldCoin, and they have been fined heavily in South Korea, and looks like without proper consent of individuals, they were actually transferring individuals' biometric data. Definitely scary news, isn't it? So I'll definitely go ahead and touch base on this news. Now the final news guys is regarding Indonesia, and they have launched the country's first NFT stamps, so I'll definitely go ahead and touch base on this news. Now it's really important to note guys, roughly around 2 years ago, United Arab Emirates, they also had the stamps in the form of NFTs, and these NFTs were completely free to bag as well, and I definitely went ahead and acquired some of them as well, so we'll definitely go ahead and touch base on these news. So quite a lot of cover guys in today's episode, and like we do in every Crypto and Coffee Day podcast guys, we will be looking at two news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. Now both the news guys are definitely breaking news, and probably the most important news in the last quarter of 2024, and the first one guys is regarding Ripple, and they have received in principle approval from Dubai's Financial Services Authority, so I'll definitely go ahead and give out more information regarding this. Now the second news guys is probably the most important one, and this is to do with Dubai's VARA, and the Virtual Asset Regulatory Authority of Dubai guys. They have announced updated marketing regulations of virtual asset service providers, and this is actually in effect from the 1st of October. So what I'll do guys in today's episode, I'll go ahead and discuss at a very general level what is the new regulations all about, and I'd really recommend you guys to go ahead and read through the entire thing. Now look guys, if you want to go ahead and release a standalone episode with this, and want to have some kind of collaboration, drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com and we'll try to work something out. So quite a lot of cover guys in today's episode. Let's kickstart with it right away. Thank you to our sponsors for being part of the Blockchain DXB journey. Firstly, Advanced Media. Advanced Media guys is the largest distributor of professional video, photo, broadcast and cinematic equipment and accessories in the Middle East and MENA region. With over 2 decades of experience, Advanced Media is now the largest distributor in the Middle East, representing more than 100 recognizable brands, including brands such as Zeiss, DJI, Hasselblad, Red and Road. As a matter of fact, guys, the very mic that I'm recording is being sponsored by Advanced Media as well. And Advanced Media has showrooms in Saudi Arabia and services as well. Looks like they're definitely taking the Middle East by storm. And here's the beautiful thing, guys. They're taking corporate social responsibility very seriously. And they're focusing on 3 Ps. That is people, planet, and prosperity. Now listen, guys, if you do want to find out more information regarding the statement of corporate social responsibility, check out the website, that is www.amt.tv. And here's the beautiful thing, guys. They also want to be a leader and set an example and reputation as a pioneer and member of the community. And in doing so, guys, they also have an AMT scholarship with SAE Institute in Dubai, UAE. So definitely check it out. And also, guys, Advanced Media is committed to persistently developing, organizing, and hosting training workshops, seminars, and community events that educate, inform, and familiarize consumers with new equipment and the latest technological advances. So listen, guys, do one thing. If you do want to support this channel, go to the website, that is www.amt.tv, and follow the social media channels as well. All of the details are in the show notes below. Next, Startup Ohio is global one-tech platform for tech. It offers global high-paying tech jobs with flexibility in working time and location, global free tech events, and tech networks to connect with global like-minded engineers. A brilliant platform to listen to the tech experts in Metaverse and to grab their insights. Now listen, all you have to do is download the app Startup Ohio. If you're using an Android version, go to Google Store and App Store for iOS devices. Alternatively, you can also click on the show notes below to download Startup Ohio. Next, guys, listen, if you're into fitness, if you're into adventure, if you want to do something wild but still want to keep your health in check, there is a new podcast in town, a podcast focusing on obstacle course race in the Middle East. The podcast is called the Race Pace Podcast. So check out the Race Pace Podcast across all leading platforms. And the Race Pace Podcast is a peer-to-peer community-driven podcast where they talk all about obstacle course race in the Middle East, from Sandstorm to Spartan Race, from Tough Mudder to Desert Warrior Challenge, and also the Government Gov Games, and quite a lot more. The podcast has interviews with athletes locally and internationally to get inside scoop on how athletes prepare for obstacle course race. In the podcast, they also talk about interesting stories on why they are motivated to do obstacle course race. And that's not all. They also plan to release 7 NFTs. And these NFTs are no ordinary. These NFTs will represent every emirate in the UAE. And listen, guys, these NFTs are going to be absolutely massive. So do one thing. Go to Spotify, go to iTunes, go to any leading podcasting platform and search for Rise in the Obstacle Course Race podcast. And finally, guys, not your keys, not your crypto. If you have dabbled with cryptocurrencies and now are seriously getting to protect your cryptocurrencies, there is no better way to protect it by using a hardware wallet. And this is where Ledger Wallet kicks in. And Ledger Wallets are hardware cryptocurrency wallets made by Ledger, a company headquartered in Paris, France. And Ledger's hardware wallets are multi-currency wallets that are used to store private keys for cryptocurrencies offline. And Ledger offers 2 hardware wallets, the Ledger Nano and Ledger Nano X wallets. They are world-class experts with extensive crypto security backgrounds. They continuously look for vulnerabilities in Ledger products in a constant effort to improve the level of security. Now, in today's world, securing these digital assets is a critical challenge, and this is where Ledger kicks in. So click the link below to buy your hardware wallet and support this podcast. It is a brilliant way to support this podcast. So what are you waiting for? The link is in the show notes below. Now, guys, since you've taken care of that, let's get started by looking at the global cryptocurrency market. And unfortunately, guys, because of the geopolitical chaos and notorious whales and traders trying to manipulate the market, the global cryptocurrency market is down to $2.14 trillion. And if you look at the market cap of Ethereum, guys, it has once again gone below the $300 billion mark. But look, guys, if you actually look at the matrix, I'm kind of not worried, to be honest, because the volume of stablecoins has definitely pumped up a lot. It has crossed the $100 billion mark. And if I'm not mistaken, guys, in 2024, this might have been only the 3rd or 4th time when the volume of stablecoins has crossed the $100 billion mark. And at the macro level, guys, what this means, that after the CPI numbers are out, there is a very high possibility that the prices of Bitcoin and the global cryptocurrency market will be pumping up. So I'll definitely go and touch base on the volume of stable coins. But before that, guys, let's look at the global cryptocurrency snapshot. Now if you look at the market sentiment, guys, but the number associated with that is 48, and I wouldn't be surprised, guys, if the geopolitical chaos between Israel and Lebanon, Israel and Syria, Israel and Palestine, Israel and Iran escalates. I'm pretty much sure the market could potentially go to fear as well, isn't it? I definitely am hoping for world peace, guys. Now, so far as the total cryptocurrency market volume is concerned, it has crossed the $100 billion mark as well. It is at $116.24 billion, and since the last 24 hours, guys, it is actually pumped up by 41.08%. Now, unfortunately, guys, no matter what happens in the Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency world, the volume in DeFi is exactly the same, isn't it? And today as well, it is below the $5 billion mark. It is only at $4.70 billion, and DeFi, guys, as of today, is accounting for 5.72% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. And if you look at the total value locked, guys, it is hovering around the $84 billion mark. And since the last 3 to 4 weeks, guys, the total value locked is hovering around the $80 to $90 billion range, isn't it? Now, so far, the total value locked dominance is concerned, Lido is still dominating with $24.28 billion. Now, the decentralized exchange dominance, guys, has marginally pumped up, and it is only at 22.91%. I would really like to see this number higher, to be honest, guys, because the volume of stablecoins has crossed the $100 billion mark, isn't it? But look how so far as decentralized finance is concerned, looks like the numbers are just not improving at all, and this has been going on for almost 2 years now. But let me run through the top 5 decentralized exchanges volume, guys, and the number 1 is Uniswap. Its volume is slightly over the $1 billion mark. It is at $1.02 billion to be precise. PancakeSwap is at number 2nd. Its volume is $980.24 million. Radium, guys, is at number 3rd. Its volume is $692.64 million. Orca is at number 4th. Its volume is $639.69 million. And Aerodrome, guys, is at number 5th. Its volume is $530.20 million. Now look, guys, if you look at the volume of stable coins, it is at $107.61 billion. And stable coins as of today is accounting for 92.58% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. Now if you look at the volume of stable coins, guys, Tether USDT is leading the pack, and its volume is at $88.16 billion. Now what is a bit surprising, guys, is Circle USDC's volume has pumped up a lot, and probably for the first time in 2024, guys, it has actually crossed the $10 billion mark. It is at $10.92 billion. So look, guys, when the volume of stablecoin increases, and if the price is actually going down, it just means one thing, that people are converting a lot of the cryptocurrencies onto stablecoins, isn't it? And there is a very high possibility, as I mentioned earlier, guys, after the 10th of this month, when the CPI numbers will be out, a lot of them will actually convert the stablecoins and buy a lot of Bitcoin and Ethereum. And it's needless to say that would mean that the prices will be pumping up, isn't it? That is what the numbers are actually saying. Now, the third one, so far as the volume of stablecoins is concerned, is FDUSD, and its volume is $7.84 billion. Now, if you look at the market cap, guys, unfortunately, as I mentioned earlier, Ethereum's market cap is below the $300 billion mark. It is at $295 billion, and Bitcoin's market cap has gone down as well, and it is at $1.20 trillion. Now, if you look at the 24-hour trading volume, guys, Bitcoin's 24-hour trading volume is at $50.58 billion, whereas Ethereum's 24-hour trading volume is almost half of Bitcoin's 24-hour trading volume. It is at $25.71 billion. Now, if you look at the dominance, guys, Bitcoin's dominance is kind of the same, and that reflects with the trading volume, isn't it? It is at 56.28%, whereas Ethereum's dominance is at 13.20%. Now, before we look at the king of all kings, guys, I just quickly want to run through the market cap of privacy coins. And as much as I dislike saying this, guys, unfortunately, the market cap of privacy coins is exactly the same, even when the price of Bitcoin was around the $20,000 mark. So look, guys, when you talk about privacy, listen to this, guys. A lot of the CEO, CTO, and tech founders, they just use privacy as a tool to go out and tell the investors that they're building something really cool. Unfortunately, guys, the fact is, people are just not using privacy coins, and Monero, guys, is leading the pack so far as market cap is concerned, and its market cap is at $2.66 billion. The second one is Mina, guys. Its market cap is $601 million. The third one, guys, is Alio. Its market cap is $523 million. Zcash, guys, which is kind of like the king of privacy, isn't it? Its market cap is only at $400 million. Now, the fifth one, guys, is something called as Beldex, and its market cap is at $381 million. Now, look, guys, when the prices of Bitcoin was around the $20,000 mark, the market cap of privacy coins was pretty much the same. But look, as the prices of Bitcoin has almost tripled, the market cap of privacy coins is exactly the same. This is a bit unfortunate, isn't it? Now guys, let's go ahead and look at the king of all kings, that is Bitcoin. And unfortunately guys, there is a very high possibility that the prices of Bitcoin could actually go below the $60,000 mark, because right now it is at $60,691. And since the last 24 hours guys, it is down by 4.20%, and since the last 7 days it is down by 5.68%. Now look guys, while I'm actually recording this episode, I'm actually looking at the market sentiment, and there is a very high possibility by the time you're listening to the episode, the market sentiment could be fear. Now look guys, there's so much of geopolitical chaos going on right now, isn't it? So definitely unfortunate time, I guess. And if you look at the price of Ethereum guys, it is at $2,441, but since the last 24 hours looks like it has taken a massive hit. It is down by 6.13%, and since the last 7 days guys, it is down by 8.12%. And Binance Bitcoin guys is at $547, and since the last 24 hours it is down by 4.07%, and since the last 7 days it is down by 10.02%. Now in today's episode guys, we have quite a lot of interesting news, and the first news guys is regarding Ohio, and Neeraj Antani guys, who is a senator from Ohio, he has introduced a bill that legalizes the use of cryptocurrency to pay state and local taxes and fees. Now it's really important to note guys, he is a Republican candidate, and if you have listened to the Crypto and Coffee 88 podcast guys, I often said, so far as Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies are concerned, Republicans are definitely in favor of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, isn't it? Left-leaning administration or Democrats, they definitely do not like Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. And Neeraj Antani guys, he actually mentioned via Twitter that cryptocurrency is not just for the future, it is also for the present. So what I'd really recommend you to do is guys, follow him on Twitter and show him your support, because the proposed legislation requires all political subdivisions in Ohio to go ahead and accept Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies for payments, and the bill also seeks to permit state universities and pension funds to invest in asset classes, and if enacted guys, it could actually mark a major expansion of the state's engagement with cryptocurrencies. Definitely positive news, isn't it? And I'm pretty much sure guys, when President Donald Trump is elected, United States of America will kind of be the haven so far as Bitcoin and cryptocurrency adoption is concerned. And just earlier today guys, there was a really healthy and one-sided debate between JD Vance and Tim Walz, and I'm pretty much sure guys, based on the debate and based on what I'm seeing via social media, there's a 100% chance for President Donald Trump to regain the office. So definitely positive news. But the next news guys that I'm going to be talking about is an unfortunate news, and this is to do with the developers of Tornado Cash. And the judge in Tornado Cash guys has rejected 2 criminal motions from the defense, dealing a very strong setback to the efforts. The first motion to compel discovery sought access to government communications, including exchanges with foreign authorities and agencies like OFAC and FinCEN, and the defense guys actually argued that these were crucial for understanding the government's case and might contain critical evidence. However guys, the judge ruled that the defense argument was speculative, failing to demonstrate the material relevance of the requested document under Rule 16, and the judge guys also refused an in-camera review, noting that allowing such speculative requests would create a problematic precedent. Now it's really important to note guys, while acknowledging the government's duty to disclose exploratory evidence under Brady vs. Maryland, the court has actually found no reason to believe the government had withheld any information. So look guys, this is definitely a setback for developers of Tornado Cash, isn't it? Now regarding the second motion guys, the second motion to dismiss the charges centered around whether Tornado Cash could be classified as a money transmitter, and this is under the Bank Secrecy Act, also called as BSA, and the defense guys actually argued that Tornado Cash did not control users' funds and thus did not qualify, but the judge actually disagreed, stating that Tornado Cash's role in facilitating and anonymizing cryptocurrency transactions was sufficient for its classification as a money transmitter, likening it to custodial mixers. This is definitely unfortunate news, isn't it? And what's crazy guys is that the defense also cited a 2019 FinCEN guidance on wallet providers, but the court ruled that this did not apply to Tornado Cash's activities. So definitely unfortunate news, isn't it? And there is more to this guys. The defense's argument that writing the code should be protected under the First Amendment was also rejected, and the judge clarified that while code can be expressive, using it to facilitate illegal activities such as money laundering falls outside the First Amendment protection, and the court focused on the conduct enabled by code, not the code itself, and upheld the government's interest in regulating unlicensed money transmission. So look guys, this is definitely scary and unfortunate news, and when you talk about developers who are trying to build in this space guys, you need to understand that the ruling emphasized that while the code can be speech, its use for unlawful activities can still be prosecuted, and this decision guys could have significant implications for developers and projects in the digital economy as the legal system adapts to emerging technologies. Definitely unfortunate news, isn't it? And I also feel, guys, that the Tornado Cash ruling could have significant implications for privacy-focused developers. It signals that creating tools or code that enable privacy, especially in cryptocurrency transactions, might still lead to legal accountability if these tools are used for legal activities like money laundering. And the court's decision, guys, also suggests that even if code is considered expressive or protected speech, developers could face prosecution if their creations are linked to unlawful conduct. This does not make absolutely any sense, isn't it? And this, guys, definitely increases legal risk for developers who are working on privacy-enhancing technologies, particularly in the blockchain space. So look, guys, if you're a developer, you definitely may want to think if you're working on privacy, isn't it? And this is precisely the reason why, guys, I wanted to share the market cap of privacy coins as well. Definitely unfortunate news. Now, guys, let's go and discuss another unfortunate news. And this is from the communist country of Canada. And Gemini Exchange, guys, the cryptocurrency exchange owned by Winklevoss twins, they have announced that they'll close all customer accounts in Canada by 31st of December this year. And they actually sent a notice to the users. And Gemini, guys, has instructed them to withdraw the crypto assets and fiat currencies by this deadline. And they actually cited Canada's increasingly stricter regulatory environment as the main reason for the exit. And this move, guys, by them aligns with other major exchanges like Binance, Bybit, OKX, as well as DYDX, which have also left Canadian market due to heightened compliance demands, isn't it? Definitely unfortunate news. Now, there is another unfortunate news, guys, and this is to do with WorldCoin. And WorldCoin and Tools of Humanity, guys, they have been fined $850,000 by South Korean Personal Information Protection Commission. And check this out, guys. This was because they were illegally collecting and transmitting biometric data, specifically iris scans, and they did that for 30,000 users without proper consent. And the investigation, guys, also revealed that WorldCoin violated South Korean privacy laws by failing to inform users of data receipts and providing inadequate notification about the data storage. But it's really important to note, guys, WorldCoin is actually claiming that the data was anonymous and was used to prevent duplicate registrations, but the commission has rejected this and they have slapped them with $850,000. Now look, guys, it's really important to note, despite regulatory scrutiny from countries like India and Germany, WorldCoin continues expanding, launching auth verification in Guatemala, Malaysia and Poland as well. And I'm pretty much sure, guys, in Dubai and Crypto Oasis office, they do have the physical device as well. As a matter of fact, guys, Malaysia has notably embraced WorldCoin's iris scanning technology, with the government signing an agreement to integrate it into the digital infrastructure. Now look, guys, me personally, when I actually read through the documentation, I do feel that technically it is definitely a sound project. But look, guys, there are quite a lot of negative news as well as detractors of WorldCoin, isn't it? So what I'd really recommend you to do is, guys, go ahead and look at information regarding WorldCoin, because they're implementing zero knowledge proof and quite a lot of other things. Vitalik Buterin of all, he's definitely an advocate of the privacy technology that is being used by WorldCoin. But let me know, guys, what are your thoughts regarding this? Are you comfortable to put your digital biometric data onto a physical device that is controlled by OpenAI? It is definitely spooky and scary stuff, isn't it? Now, guys, let's go and discuss some news all the way from Indonesia. And Indonesia's largest postal company, guys, they have launched the country's first NFT stamps, and this is issued in limited quantities. And the NFT stamps, guys, they actually come in booklets form, and they represent a blend of traditional stamps collecting with blockchain technology. And this innovation, guys, based on the news, is expected to attract enthusiasts who are offering potential value to digital asset services, isn't it? And look, guys, I very specifically remember in 2022, United Arab Emirates, they also went in and released a couple of stamps in the form of NFTs, and they were completely free of cost as well. And if I'm not mistaken, guys, UAE did actually celebrate the 50th anniversary of its foundation, and they did that by launching the world's most expensive modern postage stamp. Now look, so far as the NFT is concerned, I do envision a world in the metaverse where these stamps could be interactive, maybe using augmented reality. The stamps go ahead and give out some histories, maybe in a position to interact as well. And this makes such a good piece in a museum in the metaverse, isn't it? That is one of the reasons, guys, I instantly collected the free NFTs that was actually issued by Emirates Post Office in United Arab Emirates. So these were some macro level news, guys, on the cryptocurrency and blockchain world. Now let's look at two news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. And both the news, guys, are definitely massive ones. And the first news, guys, is regarding Ripple. And they have received in-principle approval from Dubai's Financial Services Authority to expand their services on Dubai International Finance Center. And the approval, guys, enables Ripple to offer end-to-end cross-border payments, including Ripple Payments Direct, also called as RPD in the UAE. and this milestone, guys, strengthens its global presence as a regulated entity and expands its enterprise-grade digital asset infrastructure in the region, isn't it? And Ripple, guys, they aim to provide businesses with faster, more efficient and cost-effective and cross-border payment solutions to regulatory compliance and infrastructure investment. And Brad Garlinghouse, guys, who's the CEO of Ripple, has emphasized the UAE's forward-thinking regulatory approach and the country's position as a global fintech leader. And what the official article via the blog states, that Ripple is set to become the first blockchain-enabled payment service provider to be licensed by the FSA. But look, guys, it's really important to note, Ripple has nothing to do with blockchain technology. They definitely have a cryptocurrency called as XRP. And truth be told, guys, they don't even need that XRP. Ripple is more of a software, to be honest. It has absolutely nothing to do with blockchain technology, and there are no blocks that are connected to chains, so I'm not sure why they're mentioning blockchain technology. But nonetheless, guys, Ripple's in-principle approval aligns with the strategy to grow in the Middle East, with established regional headquarters in Dubai in 2020, and the UAE strategic location and clear regulatory framework, guys, has definitely played a key role in Ripple's decision to invest further in the region, isn't it? And Dubai's DIFC, guys, is positioning itself as a global leader for financial services and fintech innovation, which is supported by its legal and regulatory framework. And Ripple's global compliance strategy, guys, includes holding over 55 licenses from regulators like Monetary Authority of Singapore and New York Department of Financial Services. And Reese Merrick, guys, who is Ripple's managing director for Middle East and Africa, noted that 20% of Ripple's global customer base is in the UAE, and the company will continue expanding to meet demands. And Ripple's expansion plan supports the UAE's goal of becoming a leading global crypto and fintech hub, especially in blockchain technology adoption. Now look, as I really am not sure, was Ripple mentioning blockchain technology? And roughly around 2 months ago, guys, Ripple also had a partnership with the DIFC where they want to go out and educate people on blockchain technology. Now let me make it crystal clear, guys. Ripple does not use blockchain technology. They work on something called as IOU, and it has absolutely nothing to do with blockchain technology as such. They do have a cryptocurrency called as XRP, which you do not even need it, to be honest. But nonetheless, guys, going back to this news, Ripple has also partnered with the DFC Innovation Hub through its Global IB XRP Fund program. And as I mentioned earlier, they want to promote blockchain and digital asset innovation, and the partnership with the DFC, guys, connects emerging developers with a network of 1,000 tech firms, digital labs, and venture capital entities as well. And Ripple has renewed a strategic partnership with New York, Abu Dhabi as part of University Blockchain Research Institute. And I definitely talked about this, guys, roughly around 2 weeks ago in my Crypto and Coffee 88 podcast. And Ripple has also increased its funding grant to $1 million to support New York University, Abu Dhabi's Blockchain Research and Student Initiative. And the approval, guys, from the Dubai Financial Services Authority highlights Ripple's ongoing collaboration with regulators to integrate compliant blockchain and crypto technologies into the financial ecosystem. Now look, so far as Ripple is concerned, it does make a lot of sense for them to go out and get license from the Dubai Financial Services Authority, because it is more of a centralized project, isn't it? And according to me, it is still software. But look, as Ripple's focus in the United Arab Emirates is to drive institutional adoption of blockchain technology and advanced financial innovation through research and development. So definitely positive news, I guess. Now, guys, let's go and discuss another news. And this, guys, is probably the most important news in 2024, particularly if you're working in the marketing department in Dubai or in the Middle East. And Dubai's VARA, guys, that is Virtual Asset Regulatory Authority, they have announced updated market regulations for virtual asset service providers, and this is in effect from the 1st of October 2024. Now, what I'll do, guys, I'll just give a very broad overview of what this document is. And if you want to go ahead and release a standalone episode or want to go ahead and sponsor with technical details regarding this, drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com. So let me give you a very broad overview of what this document actually states. Because look, as the regulation sets clear guidelines for promoting virtual assets within Dubai, establishing a legal framework to ensure proper practices across the country, and transparency, guys, is a major focus, and they are requiring all marketing campaigns to disclose relevant information about virtual assets being promoted, and consumer protection, guys, is a number one priority, and they want to ensure that advertisements are not misleading or exploit vulnerable individuals, and the regulations, guys, prohibit deceptive, exaggerated or ambiguous claims in any virtual asset related marketing material, and marketing campaigns, guys, must clearly highlight the potential risk involved in investing or using virtual assets so consumers can make informed decisions. And VARA, guys, as we know, is responsible for supervising all marketing practices and ensuring adherence to regulations by firms operating in the virtual asset space, isn't it? And what the documents actually state is that platforms that offer virtual asset or related services must ensure that all promotional content complies with these strict marketing regulations. Now look, at what I'd really recommend you to do is read through the entire document because they've given a really thorough and concrete information. And the document also talks about international marketing campaigns that target Dubai residents must actually comply with these regulations even if the campaign originates outside the United Arab Emirates, and non-compliance with these marketing rules can actually lead to severe penalties, including fines and other enforcement actions by VARA. Now, some marketing activities, guys, do actually qualify for exemptions, and that is dependent on the nature and the platform being involved, but at the same time, strict criteria must be met, and advertising content, guys, must be accurate and reflective of the actual features and risks associated with virtual assets being promoted, and VARAs also require firms to seek prior approval for certain types of marketing campaigns, particularly those involving high-risk assets or complex financial instruments as well. Now look, so far as DeFi is concerned, there are quite a lot of fundamentals going on, isn't it? And you definitely need to be wary as to what you're promoting, particularly in Telegram, and influencers and social media marketing, guys, must also comply with these guidelines, including clear disclosure of any sponsored content. Now what's really important to note, guys, the promotion of virtual assets by entities or individuals without proper licensing for VARA is strictly prohibited and subject to penalties, and all marketing materials must disclose the financial stability of the company offering the virtual asset, and this is done to ensure trust and integrity in the marketplace, and advertisers, guys, are required to ensure that these promotions are directed towards a suitable audience, avoiding groups that may not fully understand the risk involved, and non-UAE firms, guys, that do actually market virtual assets to United Arab Emirates residents must comply with VARA regulations, ensuring they are not bypassing local regulatory standards, and the regulations, guys, as I mentioned earlier, did actually come in effect on the 1st of October this year, establishing a clear legal environment for marketing virtual assets and fostering a more transparent financial ecosystem in Dubai. So look, guys, what I'd really recommend you to do is, especially let's say if you're a KOL or a podcaster or trying to market your services, definitely go through the documents over and over again. And if you do want to go out and collaborate or sponsor in releasing a standalone episode, drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com. So those were the news, guys, on the cryptocurrency, blockchain, and artificial intelligence world from Blockchain DXB. In case if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. Now for the next few minutes is going to be an Ask Me Anything series, where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. So let's get started with the Ask Me Anything series. Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB. You're listening to the Ask Me Anything series, where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. I have a question by Nitin who asks, should most states and countries follow Ohio's move to accept cryptocurrency for public services? Why and why not? This, to be honest, Nitin, is such an interesting question. I do feel that more countries can definitely benefit by what Ohio is doing. Now, I'd really like to see Dubai and Middle East to go and start accepting cryptocurrencies, let's say for making payments for government services. Now look, Nathan, because of the price volatility, there are a couple of dangers associated with it, isn't it? And cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin especially can be extremely volatile, which could actually complicate government revenue planning. And apart from that, there are also regulatory challenges, isn't it? And so far as UAE is concerned, we cannot go and accept a lot of stable coins, only stable coins that are backed by United Arab Emirates. That would be a great move for the Dubai government to go and start accepting it. And I do feel that there are regulatory challenges all over the world, isn't it? And it does require robust regulatory frameworks to prevent issues like money laundering and ensure compliance with anti-fraud laws as well. But on a positive note, it does offer increased flexibility, isn't it? And cryptocurrencies could provide more payment options, allowing citizens all over the world to go and use digital assets in practical ways. And if you look at it, blockchain transactions are so cost effective as well, isn't it? And I do feel that cryptocurrency payments can actually reduce administrative overheads as well as fees that are typically associated with traditional payment systems. And a city or country that goes and does that, they're embracing crypto now, and they're definitely evolving in the digital economy, isn't it? And I'm pretty much sure because of that, they will be attracting tech-savvy business and innovation as well. And what I really liked about Ohio Senator's move is that the bill that he's proposing also seeks permit that state, university, and pension funds will be in a position to invest in asset classes that I do feel is an absolutely brilliant move, isn't it? So definitely an interesting question. And that's about all, guys, on the Ask Me Anything series on Blockchain DXB. In case if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. Remember, Monday to Thursdays, 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. we have Crypto with Coffee podcast, where we cover top news and information pertaining to the price of cryptocurrencies, some major breaking news, occasionally short and sweet news as well, news that has an impact in the cryptocurrency world. The other two news and information is related to Dubai, UAE and the Middle East, from the cryptocurrency, blockchain and now artificial intelligence world as well. And what you're listening to right now is the Ask Me Anything series, where your listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi and Metaverse. So thanks so much for listening guys and have a nice one. Bye bye.